there's something deeply wrong about the house beside mine, not because of the way it looks, but because every night around 2:14 a.m., the silhouette standing in its upstairs window moves exactly the way I do, like it's copying me, like it's learning. If you clicked on this video, yeah, buckle in. You're about to hear why I don't sleep with my blinds open anymore. I moved into this neighborhood because it looked calm, too calm, honestly. The kind of street where every lawn is trimmed the same way, every porch light has the same warm bulb, and every curtain sits perfectly still, except for the house right beside mine that one felt wrong from the first day. Not haunted wrong, not someone argues at night wrong, just this stillness that didn't match anything alive. The paint never chipped, the yard never grew weeds, and yet I never, not once, saw the neighbor step outside. But I always felt watched, like the house itself was holding its breath. The first strange thing happened on my third night. I walked past my living room window, and something in the corner of my vision made me freeze in the upstairs window of the house next door. A silhouette stood perfectly still, facing my window, facing me. I lifted my hand slightly, testing. The silhouette lifted its hand too. Same angle, same hesitation, like a mirror with a 3-second delay. Creepy, sure. But the real problem was the next night, when it copied the breathing. Every inhale I took, I heard a faint echo from across the yard. Every exhale, the shadow swayed the exact same way I did. Not random, not accidental, intentional. Things escalated in ways I can't logically explain. Objects in my house began to shift. Not stolen, not broken, just turned slightly toward the wall that faced the neighbor's home, as if everything I owned was trying to look at it. I recorded a video one night, hoping to catch the shadow doing something strange. Instead, what I saw in the recording made my stomach drop behind me. In the reflection of my dark window was a version of my face, but stretched, tilted, like someone had traced me wrong, then tried to fill in the gaps with guesswork. My phone glitched, the reflection blinked out, and then I heard it. My own breathing pattern, but outside my window. That was the night the neighbor's front door opened for the first time. No footsteps, no creak, just a slow, silent widening of a pitch-black hallway that swallowed my porch light like smoke. At 2:14 a.m., the time it always appeared, I stood at my window again, not out of bravery, out of a sick, heavy curiosity I couldn't fight. The silhouette was there, but this time it didn't wait for me. It raised its arm first. It tilted its head first. It smiled first, a broken, too-wide grin I know damn well I've never made in my life. Then a second silhouette stepped into the frame, the same height as me. My shape, my posture. One of them was human. One was learning. And suddenly I understood. The thing next door wasn't a neighbor. It was an echo, a creature that became real by copying, by studying, by watching the closest living thing. Unfortunately, that was me. The next morning was wrong from the moment I woke up. 2 coffee cups sat on my counter. I only own one. The floorboards creaked in my hallway, in my exact walking rhythm, and when I caught my reflection in the microwave door, it blinked a full second after I did. I'm still in this house, but I don't think I'm the only one in my body anymore. Whatever lived next door didn't want my home. It wanted me. And now, I think it's finishing the job. I noticed the vibration before anything else. a faint, rhythmic tremor under my floorboards, almost like someone tapping from below. It always started around 1:09 a.m., never a minute earlier, never a minute later. At first, I blamed the old pipes, or maybe a generator from the house next door. But the more I listened, the more it felt intentional, like a coded message. The house beside mine didn't have a reputation. It wasn't haunted. Nobody warned me about it. Honestly, it looked completely normal. 2 windows upstairs, one on the ground floor, perfectly aligned like a face that never blinked. But in the weeks after moving in, the air between our houses felt thick, like walking through static electricity. Then one night, I saw it for the first time. The neighbor's living room light flickering in a slow pulse, not like a broken bulb, more like a heartbeat, a pulse-warm, pulse-dark rhythm that synced perfectly with the tremors in my walls. That's when I realized the vibrations weren't under me, they were inside the walls. Stuff in my house started reacting to it. My picture frames rattled softly. A glass rolled half an inch across the counter. And the worst part, the light switches would flip up or down on their own whenever the neighbor's house pulsed. I could hear faint movement next door, but never footsteps. It was more like shifting weight, like something crawling across the floor on multiple limbs, something that didn't need to stand upright. One night, I finally looked through our shared fence line. The neighbor's house wasn't dark anymore. A dim red glow seeped out from the cracks in the wood, like the entire structure was lit from inside by a furnace. The windows vibrated, as if something inside was pressing against the glass, trying to get out. I stepped back. The sound stopped instantly. The light froze mid-flicker. Everything went dead quiet. Then, slowly, one of the windows began to bulge outward. Not shattering, just stretching glass bending like soft plastic as something pushed its shape against it. Not a face, not even a head. More like an outline of a body that never learned how to be human. Too many joints, too many angles, and then it did the one thing that still keeps me awake. It copied the exact pattern of my breathing. Every inhale I made, the window pulsed inward. Every exhale, it expanded back out. It wasn't my neighbor watching me. It was the house itself, alive, aware, and trying to sync with me, like it was practicing, rehearsing, trying to become something that lives inside walls, something that wants a body, something that chose mine. I never understood why the previous tenant left all the blinds shut. Every single window in this house was sealed tight. Like sunlight itself was a threat. I thought they were dramatic, until I made the mistake of opening the blinds that faced my neighbor's backyard. There was something standing there, not a person, not even a shape my brain could recognize, just a vertical smear of darkness, as if someone painted a shadow upright in the grass. It didn't sway with the wind. It didn't cast a normal shadow. It just stood there, perfectly still. I closed the blinds immediately. That night, something began brushing against my exterior walls, soft, scraping at first, like fingernails dragging along the wood. Then heavier, like something smoothing its palms across the siding, feeling for weaknesses. When I looked outside, there was nothing. Only my neighbor's backyard, pitch black, except for that same smear of darkness. But now it was closer to the fence. The next night, the scraping was louder, more deliberate, more curious. Every time I moved inside the house, the sound followed. traveling along the walls, sinking with me like it was learning my steps. I tried leaving my lights on. Didn't matter. Because eventually, at around 3:30 a.m., all the lights flickered and died at the exact same moment. The neighbor's backyard lit up with a pale blue glow. That's when I saw it clearly for the first time. The smear of darkness wasn't a shadow. It was a hole, a vertical tear in reality, stretching open like a mouth inside it. Something shifted. Something that wasn't shaped like anything that belongs here. And as I stepped back, the tear widened, almost excited, and the scraping on my walls stopped, not because it left, but because now it knew exactly where I was, and it didn't need the walls anymore. The truth about what lives next door, or what becomes next door, is far from comforting, and the question lingers long after the lights go out. Are we ever truly alone in our own homes, or is something always watching? If this story left your skin crawling, you already know the rules. Hit like if the darkness got to you. Subscribe to Dark Story Files for more twisted tales, and ring the bell because the shadows don't wait for anyone. Sleep if you can.